Hello, common people. This is Common Reviews, and speaking to you is your lovely host Pepsi. Warning: I will spoil some of the turns of this movie so I can speak about it a bit more. So if you want to take a look for yourself before we battle with our opinions in a Beyblade style ring, go do it now because I'll wait you right here. Invaders from Mars is a 1986 American science fiction horror film directed by Dope Huber. Screenplay is from Dan O'Bannon and Joan Jacoby. It is a remake of the 1953 film of the same name. In this story, a young boy named David hopes to be an astronaut. His father, George Gardner, encourages him, buying him all this space stuff and of course stargazing with him. He also likes old coins, so he gets a new one. One stormy night when David goes to bed, there is a very bad storm outside, and David sees a huge spaceship landing behind the Copper Hill, placed just on their backyard. His father promises to take a look, but when he comes back, he's somehow different. David's mother Helen does not seem to realize this, so we have a ever so haunting mystery on our hands. This movie was full of 80s young child energy, a power fantasy if you will. David had a good family with two loving parents and a house next to a beautiful hill and good neighborhood. You could put it on a postcard and send it with regards of "Wish you were here." A story where young, perhaps a naive boy takes lead against a threat that normally should be in the hands of an adult. But now adults are taken out of the picture by whatever there is behind the hill. Adults appear from there, acting weird, with weirder wound on their necks. David speaks about it to his school nurse, Linda Magnuson, and his own teacher, Mrs. McKeltz, a professional witch who has also been turned alongside with his classmate Heather. So no help from there except from Linda. Linda listens to him only to confirm that yep, something is wrong and they need to warn the others, especially when David finds a weird tunnel and aliens. One thing bugged me in this movie, and it was that Linda, who was supposed to be an adult, seemed too dependent on David. David had to drag her with him to safety or warn other people, and Linda was just coming along like a wet sack, lacking opinions about the situation or the authority on adult to take a lead and make sure that her school student, a child mind you, would be safe. But this is a power fantasy of some sort, so I'll let it slide. From here David warns local space operations station as his father worked in NASA. So these guys knew him. Two adults in mind control of these alien invaders blow their cover, and now it's an US army against the Martial scum. I really like the costumes of these Martians. They were not your typical aliens, but rather these weird monstrosities that had big mouths with huge teeth and two big legs but no arms. Their mastermind was literally Krang from TMT, and it was hilarious. Together with an army, David strikes back searching for his parents who are nowhere to be found. It was too bad that David did not act that well. His dialogue was really forced, and of course I know it was a child, but when he screamed that aliens are coming or something, he always sounded like someone was sleeping next to him, so they had to be extra quiet, letting only out muffled screaming. And not even adults were really top of their game. Linda sounded pretty rough from time to time. Adults that were mind controlled had an easy part, just had to speak monotonously like a robot. Overall this movie was an 80s classic that we all have seen in the 90s. When these movies really didn't change much. For the nostalgia's sake, you should watch this. And if you're someone born after 2000s, then it may be fun to hop and see what we watched when we were young. But you really should see all these whimsical characters. There are actually more than just David and Linda, but who and where, you have to find out. But this was my review about Invaders from Mars. Brought to you by Common Reviews, and speaking to you was your lovely host Pepsi. And I'll see you in the next review. Goodbye.